From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
All right, welcome back into The Horse's Mouth. Of course, at Tommy Max at my bar, where we are each and every week. This time around, it's Campo's Corner, and it's not the ghost. The real thing is here. Coach Campo is back. He's back at the bar, and we've got a great panel lined up for you. Brought to our good friends at Branded Brewski. I got a couple ladies at the bar. One is into tourism, one's into podcasting. They've already become friends because that's what happens when you come to this show. You're hanging out, you're meeting new people, and you never know who you're going to meet. You make new friends, networking, etc. That's why we welcome everybody to the show. So let's welcome in the panel. Coach Campo is back. How are you, Coach?
I'm good, Tom. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Sorry to hear about Tiki Barber.
I know it. Well, you know, I love that dog. I love that dog. He was my favorite. But yeah,
they're family. There's no doubt about it.
But it's been a week, so I'm ready to roll again.
You're ready to roll, no doubt. Too bad our Jags are 2-8.
I know.
We'll get into that later on a different segment, but great to see you.
Same.
Let's say hello to Jessica Inskip.
Hello.
From Market Maker Podcast and Stockbrokers.com. Welcome.
Thank you.
Into the podcast world. How long have you been doing that for?
Podcast is fairly new, about a year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, but when we launched, we made the top 100 charts on Apple Podcasts, which is great.
Awesome.
Gone
Cool.
a little bit viral.
Yep.
If you take different analogies other than sports, which I know you love sports,
Sure, yeah,
and compare it to the finance world and bring in some different figures, it actually works really well with a whole different demographic.
Is it all based off just financial models and that type of thing, the financial aspect, or what are we talking?
Yeah, so we have 3 different pillars. So one, we educate and explain. So for example, what is inflation? What is, how does the Fed tackle that? Who is the Fed? What are their tools?
Okay.
So educate and explain.
Yep.
Then we apply it. So the Fed's going to, or keep it current, I guess we should go first. We keep it current. So the Fed is now in a less restrictive cycle, so they're lowering interest rates.
Yep.
But when we then go to apply it, what do you do with that type of information? So you probably should have locked in yields because that affects the front end of the curve.
Right.
How all 3 pillars. So we teach you how it works, what's happening right now, and then what actually to do.
This is serious business.
Did you go to school for finance? Is that your background?
I actually went for business, but I've been in finance for 15 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the one class that should have paid better attention.
Everybody.
You know what I mean? No doubt.
You look back at what you should have done when you were growing up.
Yep.
That's it.
That's
right there.
one, no doubt. That sounds interesting. Thanks for being here. And you're RN, is that right? Did you say that?
Excuse me?
No, I must have misheard
Oh,
that.
no.
I thought you said you're the only RN at the bar earlier.
Oh, I said I was a big nerd at the bar.
Oh, the big nerd at the bar.
You didn't hear it quite right.
Thanks for clarifying.
No problem. Really big nerd, RBN.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. All right, let's say hello to Tina Sauvage from Jack's Tours. Our native of the group here.
Yes.
Native of Jacksonville. Tell us what you're doing, Tina, please.
I do a food and history tour right now through downtown Jacksonville.
Okay.
And we're working on expanding to other locations, but right now we started with downtown to try to help revitalize the downtown area, especially on the weekends. We know a lot of businesses kind of suffer during that time.
Sure.
So we're just trying to bring awareness to all the cool things that you can do downtown on the weekends with family and friends.
Right.
And then hopefully we'll expand into different areas.
When you say downtown, are we talking North Bank, South Bank, over to Riverside, that whole, how it all connects area, or what are we talking about?
So we do a walking tour. So right now it's on the North Bank, but we are working on South Bank, Riverside, Murray Hill, other areas, San Marco. Lots of really cool areas that we'd like to show off to the rest of the world.
No doubt. And the city's on the rise. I mean, downtown especially going to be a major downtown at some point.
Absolutely. Every time we do a tour, there's just something new going on, and I just love watching the news articles of new businesses coming in and new development. So lots of great things happening.
A lot of new people, a lot of new ideas, a lot of new businesses, and food.
And lots of historic locations. So not just new, but lots of great old history that we have, iconic locations that I love to show people that we've done a really good job preserving.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've been here 30 years. You've been here a long time. But it doesn't matter what part of town, the food is incredible. We live out at the beach. I mean, the food's, you got so many options.
And it's getting better.
Go in town, everywhere. You can, it's fantastic.
I think the new stadium and all that in the downtown, that area is going to add to it on the river. And it's really moving, I can guarantee you that.
No doubt. All right, so as we wrap up, a question for the panel. Let's make it easy. What's the best part of what you do, Tina? And what's the best part of living in Jacksonville?
Oh my gosh. So everything. I love Jacksonville. I'm a local anthropologist and historian.
Wow.
I'm a lifelong resident, visit Jackson ambassador. So if you ask me that question, obviously everything. It's just everywhere you go, we have such a diverse culture here. So you go to different parts of town and you experience something new. And I just love that about the city. We're a big little city. So you have a small time vibe.
I found out recently, sorry to cut you off at the end there, ton of musical talent comes from Jacksonville. Lots of talent. Not just Southern rock either.
Yeah.
Like Leonard Skinner and those guys, but just Puddle of Mud, Limp Bizkit, all these like really
69 Boys,
Yeah,
lots of them.
yeah.
And do you know
Yellow
that
Card.
the Blues Festival was first played, or the blues was first played here in Jacksonville, and we have the longest and largest blues festival in the country.
Oh yeah.
You know, you have a local star right here. The lead singer of Dad Bods.
Dad Bods, baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's how I found
Exactly.
out about how much music's in Jacksonville. There's a ton. How about you, Jessica? What's your favorite part of what you do? And you've been here 10 years now, Jax. What's your favorite part of Jax?
Yeah, so my favorite thing that I do, I actually, in order to get really big in the finance space, I actually had to give up my financial licenses, which is a crazy statement.
Really?
Yeah.
No kidding. Oh, you could go do podcasts with it, or
No,
what?
you can't. It's a heavily regulated industry. So if you think about all this during COVID, not only did we had a bunch of people move to Florida, but we also, investing became a trend, and that happened on social media. And as brokerage firms, I actually worked for Merrill at the time, we've been preparing for the great wealth transfer because the baby boomers are the biggest generation, you know, naturally progressions, things happen, and Gen Z would inherit quite a bit of money. They got into that very differently via social media, hence GameStop and all these meme stocks and things that happened. And as somebody who was working in that industry for a very long time, I could see a ton of misinformation. And it really got to me. So I put aside the monetary thing, got into value. That led to the podcast. That led to CNBC and all these other things that I do, which is really great. So that's my favorite part, is just the feedback that people say, wow, I never knew the stock market worked this way. Why didn't somebody explain it? That just brings me so much joy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Good for you.
Yeah,
Good for
it's
you. All right,
phenomenal.
Coach, what do you think, man? What's your favorite part of Jacksonville? I know the answer, but what is it?
Well, my favorite part of Jacksonville is that it's the people in this area are fantastic. You know, when I first came here, I was in Miami for a couple of years, and it's so different than North Florida.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
really like South Georgia in a lot of ways. People are very friendly, and that's one of the reasons when we left that we knew we were going to come back, because that's what sticks out to me. And I think the growth is I like as well.
No doubt.
And I think there's so many things here. You've got the water, you've got the golf, you've got you name it, it's here. And so
Yeah, I say
I'm
the
excited.
people too. The people are the best.
Yeah,
They really are.
Yep,
They're,
absolutely.
A little bit of Southern hospitality, a little bit of take no grief.
Absolutely. I love it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like those types. All right. Thanks so much for being here. Best of luck. All right. Appreciate you, Coach. Always a pleasure, my man.
Got it.
Make sure you check out Jessica and Tina's profile. Coach is there still. You'll see this conversation. Thousands of others. Just go to the dailynewsnetwork.com website and check it out. All right there. Until next time, stay safe and be cool out there, and we'll see you right here on the Horse's Mouth. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.